G'day and welcome to episode 2 of our new campground guide series. This is a series of videos we're going to be doing, which is just going to be taking you through and showing you some of the awesome campsites around the country, how to get there, what to expect once you're there, how to book it, how much it costs, all of that sort of thing. As I said, this is episode 2. It's going to be on 14 Mile on the Ningaloo Coast in WA. Chances are you've seen the awesome shots of 14 Mile campground. There's some unreal beachfront camping there, but not all the sites are crackers. So we're going to be taking you through and showing you which sites we recommend. Episode 1 was down at Kalbarri at an awesome little low-cost camp at Lucky Bay there. So if you haven't seen that one already, jump in and have a look at that one after you finish watching this video. We've got a heap more coming up of these campground guides as well. We're going to be doing a lot along the Ningaloo Coast over the coming weeks, as well as our regular travel videos, our vlogs that we do on a regular basis. If you want to make sure you don't miss out on any of those, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you're on your mobile or tablet, you can just go underneath this video and hit that subscribe button. If you are on your TV, just up here, I'll leave a little QR code. If you give that a scan with your phone, it'll take you straight to our YouTube channel where you can subscribe. It's completely free for you, and it means you won't miss any of those videos coming up. We're going to be doing South Lefroy, North Lefroy, Windabandy, and a heap of the ones up around Cape Range as well, before we head inland this year and start doing some more camping in the interior, places like Karajini, as well as some lesser known places along the way as well. So make sure you tune in for all of that. As I said, this one is going to be on 14 Mile, which is on the Warroora Coast, part of the Ningaloo Coastal Reserves. It's about, or a little over half an hour south of Coral Bay and a bit over 2 hours from Carnarvon. There is fishing and swimming there, as well as some good snorkeling around 14 Mile, and it's just in general a great place to chill out and hang by the beach. There's 46 sites in total, varying in distance from the beach and surface and size. Later in the video, I'll be taking you through and showing you a site-by-site guide of where we'd recommend booking. 14 Mile is also a great introduction to beachfront camping. If you want to get your caravan right on the beach for those awesome shots and just camping directly on the beach, it's a really easy one to get into compared to some of the other beachfront sites around the country. The best access to get into 14 Mile is from the northern entry. From there, it's going to be about a 12.5k dirt road. I do recommend airing down as soon as you leave the tar, because there is going to be a bit of a rough corrugated road heading in. The website does recommend four-wheel drive only. I reckon you could get in there with an all-wheel drive or something with a little bit of clearance if you're a little bit careful, but you do need to be aware of which campsite you're on, because some of them will be soft sand and you will need a four-wheel drive, but we'll go through that in more detail coming up. The alternative access is via a four-wheel drive track that is a bit shorter, takes about the same amount of time, and that comes down from Coral Bay. So if you're not towing or you want to have a bit more fun getting in there, the adventurous route, you can take that four-wheel drive track that comes south from Coral Bay. The campground is managed by the national parks, so you do need to book online. It is pretty popular. We do recommend booking in advance. You can book up to 180 days or approximately 6 months in advance. Maximum stay is 28 days or 14 days if any of the days you're staying there falls in the WA school holidays. Camping fees are $10 per adult per night. Concession is $7 a night, and kids between 6 and 15 $5 a night. Because it's not a national park, there are no park entry fees, so it is just your camping fees that you're going to need to pay when you book online. As far as facilities are concerned, it is a no facilities campground. There is a dump point about 2 kilometres from the camp though, and there is also bins provided there. There's skip bins provided there, but other than that, you need to bring all your own drinking water and all your own supplies in. There's no toilets or showers at the campground. Now, although it's managed by national parks, it's not actually a national park, so you can have dogs there, generators are permitted, and you can also have campfires between April and October as long as there's not a fire ban. You just need to check when you get there. You do need to bring your own firewood. There is no firewood collection, and you do need to have your own fire pit as well. Coral Bay has a paid drinking water station. Water when we were there was 20 cents a litre, and there's also a fuel station there. It does have a small supermarket in Coral Bay, as well as a pharmacy, newsagent, and a few basic supplies. But for everything else, you're going to need to be getting that from Carnarvon on your way up from the south, or if you're coming from the north, probably Karratha is your best bet. Otherwise, Exmouth is going to be your next best option. The best time of year to visit 14 Mile is between April to October. Is by far the best time. We were there in May, and the weather was absolutely magic. I'll leave a link in the description below to book 14 Mile, as well as a campground map and some of our favourite campsites that are there, so you can check that out when you're booking as well, to make sure you get the best stay possible. After a few kilometres, the corrugated gravel road will give way to a narrow winding track. It's pretty easy going though, with just a few little dunes to come up and over, but very easy access as you come all the way into the campground. As you crest the last hill coming down to the campground, you're going to pass site 1 off to your right. Then coming down the hill a little bit further is site 2, again on your right. And then just before you break out onto the beach is campsite 3 on the left, just tucked in behind the dune. On the right there, that is the caretaker that you can see with the setup there on the right, just as you come into the day use area on the beach. Now this is the beach launching area where you can launch boats from the beach as well. And then as we turn left, we're going to be heading through from site 4 onwards. Now site 4 through to site 10, we actually reckon are some of the best campsites along the beach here. You've got the campsite off to your left, which is where you're going to have your van, and then opposite you've kind of got your own little direct access to the beach, your own little private beach access, which is pretty awesome. So we had site 6 for part of our stay, and then site 10. Now on the campground map, these are shown as smaller sites, but you will have no trouble getting a reasonable sized caravan on there. We had no problems getting our caravan on there. If you've got a 20 to 22 foot caravan, you would comfortably get it onto all of these sites. From there, we're actually going to go backwards a little bit. Sites 13 and sites 12 are tucked down the end. Just down here where you can see old mate's F truck, that's site 13, and then site 12 is just around the corner. They're probably the next best to the beachfront ones we just showed you. And then site 11 is just tucked up here behind us where we were on site 10. It's not too bad either, but you don't have that direct access to the beach. Then we're going to head up the other end and check out sites 14 onwards. Now heading to the north up the beach from the caretaker is going to be sites 14 through to 28. Now these are the primo beachfront campsites where you're camping right on the beach. The sites are a decent size, but you are just side by side along the beach here, so they're not quite as private as sites 4 through to 10 that we showed earlier, but they are absolutely awesome sites, and there's generally a pretty good vibe around the beach here, and there's some pretty good fun to be had if you're up for socialising as well. All the sites are pretty much the same size. 28 would be pretty handy because it's right up the end, but I wouldn't be too worried about which one of these sites I got. They're all pretty good along here. Now after site 28, 29 through to site 46 are all up behind the dunes in the soft sand. So if you don't have a four-wheel drive, I wouldn't be booking any of these sites. You will need a four-wheel drive to get up through the soft sand. These sites are definitely nowhere near as desirable as the rest of the sites that we've shown so far, apart from probably sites 1, 2 and 3. I don't think they're great either, because you're back away from the beach, you're back behind the dunes. When we were there, it was quite hot away from the dunes. You don't get the sea breeze as much, but on the flip side, I suppose, if it is particularly windy or the weather isn't great, you will have a little bit more protection. But overall for us, the winning sites are those sites 4 through 10. We absolutely loved it there. The next best, in our opinion, is those sites 14 through 28, right up on the beach there. I think 14 Mile is an absolutely cracking campsite. From here you can explore up to Five Fingers Reef and Coral Bay itself. It's just a really good place to hang out. It's a lot cheaper than staying in Coral Bay itself as well. So if you're travelling up and down the WA coast, we highly recommend going in and checking out 14 Mile on the Warroora Coast there. It is an absolutely magic site. Add it to your list for sure. Hopefully this helped you out, this video, if you're looking at going and stay at 14 Mile. And as I said, a heap of resources in the description below, as well as our pick of our favourite sites down there for you to check out. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see the rest of our campground guides we've got coming up for the rest of Ningaloo, as well as a heap more sites over the coming year. And if you want to catch up with our vlogs as well, don't forget to check those out. If you haven't seen that Lucky Bay video, I'll leave that here where you can go and check that out. Cheers, legends. Enjoy, and we'll see you guys next Sunday. This ain't where I belong.